with today. Okay, let me know if you can't see my screen. Okay, let me know if you can't see my screen. All right, so today we are in chapter 3. Okay, we are in chapter 3. Okay, let's go into our exercise, shall we? Okay, we haven't done our exercise yet for last week. Okay, we haven't do our exercise. So my video will be popping off and on every day, every now and then lah. Okay, so just a moment. I still don't really know how to use this thing. All right, so let's go into our exercise, shall we? Okay, we were in. Okay, let's go to question 4. Okay, let's go to question 4. I think I've done question 3, right? I think I have done question 3 lah. Okay, so I think this 2 blood vessel one we have done it already. Okay, this also done it already. Which one has the thickest wall? That would be your left ventricle, which is here. Okay, your left ventricle. Oh, sorry, left ventricle. Okay, so give a reason, because you need high pressure. Okay, high pressure to pump blood around the body. Okay, to pump blood around the body. Okay, hang on just to check whether if there's any problem with this. Okay, so as I said guys, it will be a bit weird today my laptop, unfortunately, I also don't know what's wrong with my laptop. The power button actually came off. Okay, just to show you okay, I don't know what the hell happened here. You see, this is my power button. This is what I use to switch on my laptop. This thing broke. Okay, that is such a stupid thing to happen. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Okay, hang on someone keeps disconnecting. Okay, just a moment. Okay, yes, Kaibo, hello. We are in chapter 3 for those who just came in. Oh, hang on. Wow, why you guys one later than the other one? Yes, Brandon, hello. Good evening. All right, unfortunately, I can't share you my face and my screen because I'm only using my iPad today. So, like I said, it will be a bit funny. All right, so let's continue with F. What is the structure that separates the left and the right side of the heart, which is this part here? This thing is called the septum. Okay, the septum, S-E-P-T-U-M, septum. Okay, oh, sorry. Okay, so that would be your septum. Okay, sorry I think I accidentally switched off my screen. Okay, so that would be your septum. That's the thing separating these two. So what is the structure that separate? Can you guys see my screen? Hang on, let me share it again. Okay, can you guys see my screen again? Sorry, I don't know what happened here. Oh yeah, okay, then that's good. All right, so let me go back to here. What is the structure that separates atrium and ventricle? That would be your tricuspid and your bicuspid valve. Okay, which is these two here, tricuspid and bicuspid. All right, I can't look at your chat and look at the screen at the same time. I have to switch every now and then because I'm only using my iPad as the only source here. So someone keeps disconnecting. Okay. Is it my internet problem? Is it my internet problem? All right, so let's continue. Sorry for jumping every now and then here and there. I need to find a new laptop already. Yeah, that's a trouble. Okay, anyway, so let's look at number 4. Diagram 1 shows hole X on the wall between the two sides of the heart of the newborn baby. So I told you this already lah. This is a hole in the heart. So that's when you have the mixing of blood. So one of the symptoms of this condition is the dark red blood causing the skin and the lips of the baby to appear bluish. Explain why the baby appear in such a way. So why do you have this problem? Number one, it's because you have lack of oxygen. Okay, the lack of oxygen. Yes, Rebecca, hello. Is your internet okay? Okay, so it's the lack of oxygen. In PM is kekurangan oxygen. All right, so what causes the lack of oxygen? This is due to the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Okay, percampuran darah beroksigen dan darah terdeoksigen. This is beroksigen. This is terdeoksigen. All right, I'm not going to translate the whole thing, guys. It will be too much trouble for me. So I will be only translating some of the keywords for you. All right, so that would be your question 4. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so next B, babies with this kind of problem cannot move around very much. Propose why. Okay, so why can't you move around very much? Okay, because moving requires more oxygen. Okay, memerlukan lebih banyak oxygen. All right, so when you move, your muscles will move, you need more oxygen. So you have, the baby has not enough oxygen due to the mixing of blood. Actually, these 2 points, you can write it here. So it's kind of a repetitive question because you can also say lack of oxygen and the mixing of blood. You can write the same thing here, basically. So the same point. All right, so hang on, let me check the chat again. Okay, so you guys are okay. Okay, so let me move back to here. All right, so I can't be checking your chats. I'll check that. I'll check the chat once in a while. So just in case you have any question. All right, so number 5, moving on. Identify blood vessel K, L, and M. Guys, today I will still continue with the lesson, as in we will learn about new stuff today, but let us finish this exercise before that, because we haven't done any exercise in like 2 weeks, right? All right, so let's look at K. What is K? K would be your artery, because it's from the heart. It's exiting the heart, going out from the heart. And then L is your blood capillary. Okay, because you have something very thin here. Okay, capillary is very thin. And then M, this is your vein. Okay, vena, vein. All right, so should be easy lah. This is back to the heart. So that's why it's called a vein. So draw B. Draw arrows in the diagram to show the direction of oxygen. Okay, please put this as solid line, because we have 2 dotted lines here. So draw this to a solid line. And the direction of carbon dioxide, dotted line for structure L. Okay, so structure L is here. What do they do with body tissue? So they will give oxygen, which I will use solid arrow. And then carbon dioxide, I use dotted arrow. So carbon dioxide, they will absorb carbon dioxide. So no need to label because they already tell you solid line means oxygen, carbon dioxide means dotted line. All right, so your capillary will give oxygen to your cells and take carbon dioxide away from your cell. So C, what process takes place at the capillaries? How are the capillaries suited for this process? So what is this process called? What is this process called? This is not gaseous exchange, guys. This is called diffusion. Okay, resapan. 渗透 in Mandarin is called 渗透. So diffusion, when you have something moving, when you have gas moving from one place to another, it is called diffusion. All right, simple as that. And then after diffuse, okay, so why are capillaries suited? Why only we do it at the capillary? Why not these two? Because capillary is very thin. Okay, they are one cell thick. That's why they can do exchange. Okay, because they are thin or they are one cell thick. Okay, nipis atau setebal satu sel. Okay, they are one cell thick. Excuse me. So D, provide an example of the other substance beside gas that diffuse into structure L from body tissue. That means besides this dotted line, which is your carbon dioxide, besides carbon dioxide diffuse into your blood capillary, what else diffuse into your capillary? So this one you have to ask yourself, what else we don't want? We don't want carbon dioxide, right? So what else do you not want? What else you don't want? I would say water. Okay, air. Why water? Because when you do respiration, guys, if you still remember respiration is when you take glucose and oxygen, you form carbon dioxide and water. You see, carbon dioxide we don't want, so we throw it into the capillary. Water we also don't want, so we also throw it here. So what goes in, that would be your glucose and oxygen. So if you cannot remember this, then what can you write, sir? If I cannot remember water, then you say waste product. Okay, waste product, bahan buangan. I mean, this answer is a bit risky because some teacher will say this is wrong because it's very, very not specific. It's too general. But if you want to okay, you can. Okay, you can write waste product. I mean, if you have no choice okay, if you really don't know what to write, better than leaving it empty, so you write waste product Okay, so this one all you have already learned last week, guys. You have learned this last week already, so you have no excuse say you don't know, Okay, so moving on, let's go to E. Name this structure. All right, so what is this called? This is called your valve. Okay, this is called your valve. And then next, draw the arrow to show the direction of blood flow. So your blood flow would be going up. Because when I want to go back, this thing will be blocking my flowing backward. So that's the function of your valve. So in which blood vessel, by the way, idiom is called injap. Okay, injap. So in which blood vessel can this structure be found? Where can you find this? You can find this in your vein, vena. You don't find this in your artery because there's no need. Your artery has very high blood pressure, so they won't flow back. And you won't find this in your capillary either because the capillary is too small. Okay, so nothing to do with these two. You can only find this in the vein. Okay, so next, state the function of this structure. Okay, I told this already, to prevent the backflow of blood. Okay, untuk mengelakkan pengaliran balik darah. Okay, to stop your blood from going backward. Okay, so next F, explain why the blood from ventricle does not flow backward into the atrium. So a ventricle is the lower room. Why does it not go back to the upper room? When it wants to go back, you have 5 valves closing. That's why you have the loop sound, remember? The loop sound, the loop sound. So what makes them to have this loop sound? You have 5 valves, which is called tricuspid, and your bicuspid valve. Okay, injap, tricuspid, and bicuspid. So I'm sure you know this already lah. Okay, so I know it's a bit boring, guys? Please stay with me. Please don't fall asleep. Thank you very much. I know it's very boring because after 2 weeks of me telling you so many interesting stories, now when it comes to doing exercise and writing stuff, your dopamine level should be at the bottom. Right. I'm sure you guys are like that, right? You know what is dopamine? You guys know what is dopamine? Dopamine means the hormone that makes you happy lah. So when I tell you interesting stories, you feel awake because there's a lot of dopamine in your system. You feel happy. Now, when the boring stuff comes back, now your dopamine level will be very low. You say, sir, this is so boring. Can you tell me more interesting stories? Yes, I will later, once we finish this. So G, what advantage arise from returning oxygenated blood to the heart before it circulates around the body? Okay, what does this question mean? All right, so where is oxygenated? What does returning oxygenated blood to the heart means? Returning oxygenated blood to the heart means here. You see, after getting oxygen, okay, I use this diagram here lah. So after getting oxygen from your lungs, they come back before they go out to your body cells again. You might say, sir, why can't they just go straight leh? Remember your fish? Okay, if you go back to your fish system, we have gone through this last 3 weeks already. If you look at your fish system, it's called a single system. So they will go to the gills and then they will straight go to body cell. Whereas us, our blood must return to the heart first before going out again. So why do this? Okay, why do this? This is to make your blood faster again, to increase the pressure of your blood. So I've mentioned this already. Our system is called double circulatory system. Okay, double circulatory system. So what advantages rises here? Okay, you have higher blood pressure. Okay, tekanan darah lebih tinggi. All right, because now once going through the lungs, the blood will slow down. Okay, the blood will slow down. So before they go to the body cell again, my heart will pump again. So they increase the speed again. Because when I do this, my blood will go faster. So the flow of blood will be more efficient. It's a better system. That's why double is better than single, because my blood will be increased speed again. So higher blood pressure. So you can say blood travels faster. Okay, darah bergerak lebih laju. So now your blood is faster. It travels faster. So now it's better for the system lah. Okay, simple, this one you should be able to do, Okay, let's go to the next one, number 6. So blood circulatory system of human. So you have your systemic circulation and your pulmonary circulation. So what is your systemic? Systemic is here, going to your body. Pulmonary is here, going to your lungs. Like I told you, whenever you see the word pulmonary, it means lungs. Okay, pulmonary means lungs. Like I told you, COVID-19 is a pulmonary disease. Okay, smoking causes pulmonary disease. That means something wrong with you. Something will happen to your lungs. Okay, easy peasy, So B, label the position of lungs. Okay, left ventricle and right atrium. So where is your lungs? Okay, your lungs is here. And then your left ventricle is here. I'll put LV here. Remember, left and right is reverse. Okay, left ventricle. And then where's your right atrium? Your right atrium is here. Remember, A is a letter pointing upward, so it's the upper room. V is a letter pointing downward, so it's the lower room. Very easy to memorize. So show the direction of oxygenated blood flow. So oxygenated blood is here, the red color one. So they will first return to the heart. Okay, let me zoom in. They will first return to the heart, going to the atrium, then the ventricle, then reverse back, going back up to the aorta. Then they will travel to your body cells. Okay, so that means they go like this. So very straightforward. Everything, as long as you have been following my lesson, you should be able to answer. These are all very straightforward questions. Nothing difficult here. So what is the name of blood circulatory system? This is called double. Okay, double circulatory system. Okay, I think it's called Ganda Dua, is it? BM is called Ganda Dua. And then D, briefly describe how oxygen arrives at the heart and then reaches the cell in your kidney. Okay, so that's a very good question. So oxygen, how do they come back to the heart? That means they are asking for this blood vessel. What is this blood vessel called? This is your pulmonary. Because it's returning from the lungs, right? Lungs, you always use the word pulmonary. And when it's entering the heart, it's called vein. Okay, vena pulmonary. All right, and then how do they go to your kidney? They will be pumped out from the aorta to the kidney. Okay, so out through aorta to kidney. So the key word here is aorta. So pulmonary vein is 1 mark. Aorta is 1 mark. Okay, basically they're asking you for this and this. So E, what substances are transported by your blood system from small intestine to your heart? Okay, this is in Form 2, guys. Small intestine is in your Form 2. If you still remember, your, hang on, let me check in a while. Okay, so no one has typed anything yet. Okay, so anyway, okay, you see my face really close here. Okay, anyway, let's go back to here. All right, so if you still remember your small intestine, inside your small intestine, you have all these finger thing called villus. Okay, and then inside your villus, you have your blood capillary. Okay, BC, blood capillary. So your blood capillary, okay, and then inside there, there's actually one more pipe. It's called a lacteal. All right, so why got two pipes one? Because the blood capillary will carry water soluble stuff. Okay, things that can soluble in water, larut air, and then lacteal will carry fat soluble stuff. All right, so what are the water soluble stuff? You have your glucose and amino acid. And then what are the fat soluble stuff? Okay, fat soluble stuff would be your fatty acid and glycerol. This one you already know lah. I mean, maybe you say, sir, forgot this already lah, so long already. You have no excuse to forget, this one was in your Form 2, Chapter 3, that digestive chapter. Okay, so do go home and revise it a little bit. Okay, so anyway, F, what is transported from the lungs to the body cell? This one's simple, oxygen. What kind of question is this? So easy. So from body cell to lungs, that will be your carbon dioxide. Okay, easy. All right, moving on. Let's go to question 7. So this is your human circulatory system. You might say, sir, why is it so different one? I thought only got 2 cycle one, like 1 and 2. Why this one got 4 things here one? If you look closely, okay, blood returns to your right atrium here, and then your right ventricle, and then they go out from your pulmonary artery, and then you see they don't go up, they go to the side here. Your lungs are here. Okay, they just choose to draw your lungs at the side because it's actually like that. This is the true diagram because you have your left lung and your right lung. So after getting oxygen, they return back to your left atrium, then your left ventricle, then this is your aorta. So you might say, sir, why aorta got go up and down one? Because you have upper body and lower body ma. Maybe this one go to your brain leh, this one go to your legs leh. Right, so that's why they draw like 2 here lor. One is to your upper body, one is to your lower body lah. So it's actually the same thing. It's just that the lungs last time we draw it up here. Okay, now they draw it at the side, and then now you have 2 body parts to go to. This is a more complicated diagram lah, but it's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. So what is blood vessel P? What is this vessel? The vessel that returns blood to the heart. That would be your vena cava. Okay, vena cava. And then your Q Your Q is when the blood comes out. That's your aorta. Okay, Q is your aorta. So it's the same thing. So B, describe how the blood vessel in P is different from the blood vessel in Q. So how are these two blood different? Wow, so many things to say lah. Okay, P is returning to the heart. Oh, but they want you to describe the blood. Okay, so since this is returning, so this is deoxygenated. This is oxygenated. What else? You can say this one got low pressure, this one got high pressure. Same thing lah. Okay, so you choose one lah. Okay, they just want you to write one difference. So there's two here. You write any two you want lah. Write any one you want lah. Okay, so C, what is the effect on the blood flow in the blood vessel Q when a person is running? Okay, so now when you're exercising, what happens to the blood flow here? The blood flow will increase, right? Because now I'm pumping more blood to your muscles. Okay, so you can say the blood flow increase. Okay, you can say the blood flow increase. Okay, pengaliran darah meningkat. You can even say blood pressure increase. Tekanan darah meningkat. When you exercise, your blood speed and your pressure also increase. So everything becomes higher. Well, we are exercising. Of course, everything is going to go higher. It's like when you push your engine harder, you push your car engine harder, of course, everything is going to go faster lah. It's the same. So D, the left and right parts of the heart have different thickness. Explain this statement. Okay, we have just said this last time already. So you can say the left is thicker than the right. Okay, lebih tebal. So why? Because right pumps blood to the lungs. So they don't need such a high pressure, whereas your left pumps blood to the body. Your right side here, okay, if you look at the diagram here, your right side here, they only pump to lungs. So lungs is very close, you don't need high pressure. But for left side, they need to pump to every part of the body. So that's why they need such a high pressure to make sure the blood can really reach every part of your body. That's why you need a high pressure here. Okay, so the stronger your heart is, the better your left side is, the more they can pump to different parts of the body. All right, I'm keeping my answer short, guys? I'm keeping my answer short, so that it makes your job easier. Don't need to write so much. This is for your own reference only, In exam, you write full answer, but here, this is only for your reference. As long as you can understand your own words, then it's fine. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. Okay, let's go to question 8. All right, so two types of blood vessel here. So blood vessel X would be your artery. Ayo, same question lah. Function of blood vessel X is to carry blood away from heart. Okay, mengangkut darah keluar dari jantung. Please don't say carry oxygenated blood. Many students will make mistake like that. They thought, oh, artery means carry oxygenated blood. Then what about pulmonary artery? Pulmonary artery is the only artery that carries deoxygenated blood. So you cannot say that. So whether one vessel is an artery or a vein, it has nothing to do with what they are carrying. It has to do with where they are going. If it is exiting the heart, then it's called artery. If it is back into the heart, then it's called vein. Simple as that. So one difference between X and Y. Okay, so we can say X is more muscular than Y. Okay, lebih berotot. You can say more muscular, more elastic, smaller lumen. Lumen is the whole, smaller lumen, No valve, got valve, higher pressure, lower pressure. So many things you can say. Okay, you just need one. There's only one mark here. Don't stress yourself. So B, a fitness activity has been conducted by 3 individuals, shows the heartbeat rate of the 3 individuals. So now, before activity, 60, 66, 66. After activity, 88, 105, 130. So you might say, wow, why this fella increased so little, this fella increased so much one? That means this fella is very unfit. This fella's heart is very not fit. This fella's heart is normal, I would say, because it doesn't jump so much. So why does the third individual has the higher risk of heart disease? So why is he, why does he have the highest risk for heart disease? That means if someone is going to die, this fella is more likely to die. Okay, because it has higher heart rate after activity. Okay, kadar jantung lebih tinggi. Okay, so why is his heart rate higher? Okay, because he has a weaker heart. Okay, jantung lebih lemah. So if your heart is weaker, it could mean a lot of things, but one of the main reason is your heart is weaker because it is not fit. You don't exercise. Okay, you see, your heart is very unfit. 130 you can survive, whereas this one 88 normal. This fellow's heart is very healthy. Okay, so exercise more to make your heart stronger. Okay, so C. So a patient suffers from heart attack. This fellow is having heart attack. So conversation between doctor and the patient. So what are the suggestions should be given to the doctor by the patient? So many things you can say. You can say eat less fats, sugar, cholesterol, and so on. Exercise more. So many things. Manage your stress. Go for heart examination yearly. Do not smoke. Do not drink alcohol. Do not take drugs. Okay, all the steps that I've mentioned last week. How do you make your heart work longer? How to make your heart, healthier? I've mentioned all these last week. Okay, so number 2, the patient was trying to follow the advice given by the doctor to change his eating habit. So there are 2 different dinner menus. So which is more suitable? Okay, of course, that's gonna be your S. Why? You look at the food, you also know chicken curry is not good for you. Teh tarik is sweet, not good for you. Whereas your S is all healthy food. Okay, grilled fish is very healthy. Okay, because grill has no oil. Ikan bakar has no oil. Vegetable soup has no oil. Wow, if you eat like this, I feel sad for you, Seriously, if you eat like this, goodness me, how can you eat this every day? Walao, if you want me to eat ikan bakar every day, I will strangle someone. You know how dry is this thing? I mean, once in a while is okay but hey, this fellow is having heart attack, so he has to juggle his diet. Okay, so of course you explain why because it is low in salt, low in sugar, low in fats. So rendah garam, rendah gula, rendah lemak, everything rendah and also low in happiness. Okay, looking at this menu just makes me sad. This makes me depressed. Goodness me, how can you eat like this? Okay, anyway, so you know what? I think the exercise or the rest of it, you can do it yourself at home. Okay, finish this number 9 yourself. Okay. Oh, there's only one more question. Okay, so anyway, let me switch back to here. All right, so I hope you understand. So today we are going into a new sub-chapter, which is our human blood. Okay, let me check something real quick. Someone keeps disconnecting. I don't know why. Maybe the internet doesn't agree with mine code. Okay, so Okay, just a moment. Okay, so I guess you guys are okay. Sorry, I couldn't chat with you guys as usual today because the thing is not working very well. All right, I only have my laptop with me today. All right, so anyway, moving on, let's go into continue with our lesson, shall we? Okay, I know it's a very unusual day, but hey, we are still learning something new. All right, so let's go to our 3.3, which is our human blood. All right, human blood. So if you need me to go back to the exercise and let you copy, you let me know. Although I don't really check the chats, okay? Anyway, so let's go to 3.3, human blood. So we have finished our human heart. We have finished our human blood vessel. All right, now is the last part remaining, which is your human blood. All right, there's a lot of things I can say about this human blood today, okay? We'll talk about blood groups and so on. All right, so let's start here. So blood transports oxygen and nutrient to the body cell. Blood also transports waste products from the body cell. That means, like I told you before, your blood is like your Shopee delivery driver. Okay, your Shopee delivery driver. Your blood will send your parcels to you. They will send oxygen and nutrient to you. And then they will carry waste product away. They will carry things you don't want away from yourself. So they also sort of function like a rubbish truck. They will deliver things you want to you, deliver you your parcel. Oxygen and nutrient is the parcel. And then they will take your rubbish away. So sort of like a rubbish truck. So your blood is actually, there's a lot of things inside your blood. All right, that because everything go through your blood system. Everything go through your blood system. That's why, guys, if you go and do a blood test, a blood test tells you everything. Okay, not really everything, but your blood test tells you a lot of things about your health, about what's wrong with your body. Okay, that means if I want to know what's wrong with, okay, let's say now you're sick. Let's say now you have fallen sick, you have a flu. Okay, you have like 5 days of flu, and then you don't know what's wrong with you. And if you go to the clinic, there is absolutely no way. Okay, there's absolutely no way. Okay, let me switch back to the Zoom a while. Okay, so I'll switch back and forth because I still want you to see my face while I'm explaining. So less likely for you to fall asleep. Okay, so I hope this is better. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, if you want to find out what's wrong with your body, the only way you can do it is by doing a blood test. Okay, by doing a blood test. Okay, what does it mean? That means if, let's say now you are sick, you have fever, you have flu, you have this, you have that, and you go to the hospital, you go to the clinic. Okay, you go to the clinic, and the doctor, after examining you, after measuring your body temperature, after using that wooden stick that makes you go, okay, I hate doing that. And then after looking into your mouth, and then the doctor will say, I think you're having a flu. Okay, let me give you some medicine. Does he really know what's wrong with you? No. No. He's just guessing what's wrong with you because 99% of the time, you are just having a flu. You are just under the weather. You are just not very well for this week, for maybe a few days. So he will just give you Panadol and maybe some flu medicine, maybe some cough medicine. Okay, you go home and eat all these, and then hopefully a few days later you are fine. But what if few days later you are still having the fever? You are still not well, you are still feeling very sick, the fever keeps coming back. If you go back to the clinic, the doctor will tell you, you know what, I think we need to do a blood test. We need to do a blood test. They will draw your blood and then they will send it to a lab. They will send it to a blood lab to really find out what's wrong with you. Because like I said, there is absolutely no way to know what's wrong with you unless we do a blood test. A doctor doesn't have X-ray vision. They just look at you, scan, okay, you have dengue. They don't know. Okay, so the only way to find out is to do a blood test. All right, so if you guys have been to a hospital before, the only way they can know what's wrong with you, okay, the only way they can find out what's wrong with you is by doing a blood test. Okay, is by doing a blood test. So here's the thing, guys. Why will hospital always do blood tests on you? Number one is to find out really what's wrong with you. And number two, it's good business. Okay, it's good business. You go to clinic, they give you medicine, you go home, it costs like what, $50. But when you go to the hospital, immediately they order a blood test for you. They can easily charge you 200-300 ringgit for that. So at the end of the day, I hate to say it, at the end of the day, it's still about making money. Business is business, guys. Hospital will try their best to make money out of you. Okay, of course, the best case scenario is they find out something is wrong with you. They admit you into the hospital, and then they can start charging you on medicine, on your hospital stay, on your hospital meal, on your doctor consultation, this and that and this and that. Easily, that thing can rack up to a few thousand ringgit. Okay, hey, that's good business, guys. So of course they will want to do a blood test on you because it's good money. All right. So anyway, so like I said, when you do a blood test, you will know what's wrong with your body. Okay. Have you seen a blood test report before, guys? Have you done a blood test report before? Once you have done a blood test report, you will be given like a piece of paper, and then there are a few pages. Okay, they will tell you how many. Oh no, you haven't done it. Okay, so if you haven't done a blood test report, that's good for you lah. Okay, I've done plenty because I always fall sick one last time lah. So the blood test report will tell you how much red blood cell you have, okay, how much white blood cell you have, and then white blood cell you have like 7 types. Okay, wow, what happens, what are the percentage of each type, okay, things like that. And then they will tell you see what you're trying to order lah. Okay, if you are trying to test your hormones, okay, you know what are hormones, right? If you want to find out whether you have enough growth hormone, why are you not growing taller? Okay, do you have something wrong with your growth hormone? And then you order your growth hormone test, and then your blood test will show you how much growth hormone do you have, how much male hormones do you have, how much female hormones do you have. So your blood test will basically tell you many things you need to know. That's why they do a blood test. All right, so let's go back to our notes. Yeah, let's go back to our notes. So blood is a type of mixture because it can be separated into 2 components, which is a yellow liquid floating on top of a red liquid. Okay, let's go to our blood here. Okay, your blood has 2 parts. Okay, your blood has 2 parts. The first part here, this is called your blood plasma. Okay, this is the first part. So blood plasma is the blood that is in transparent yellow liquid. This thing is like a water. Yeah, this thing is like a water. Have you seen this thing before? You see this thing sometimes when you get a paper cut. Sometimes when you cut yourself with a paper cut, if the cut is not too deep, you don't see like red color blood coming out, but you see sort of like a transparent fluid coming out from there. That's the blood plasma. Yeah, that's the blood plasma. And then the second part is your blood cells. Okay, your blood cells. So you have your white blood cell, sel darah putih, red blood cell, sel darah merah, and of course your platelet. What is a platelet? This thing is responsible for your blood clotting. Okay, blood clotting. What is blood clotting? That means if you cut yourself, this thing will help you to close your wound. Okay, to close the opening so that bacteria doesn't go in and make you sick, and so on. All right. So this is your blood. It has 2 parts. The blood plasma here, and then the blood cells here. All right. So how do they do this, by the way? How do they separate your blood into 2 parts, by the way? They do this using a centrifugal method. What is a centrifugal method? They will spin your blood in a centrifuge. Basically, centrifuge is this machine here. Okay, they will spin your blood, and after spinning for a few minutes, your blood will separate into 2 parts. So can you see this clear yellow fluid that looks like oil? That's your plasma. And then the dark red part here, that's your blood cells. Okay, those are your blood cells. And then what they do is they will take this part, they will put into another machine, this one put into another machine, and then the machine will analyze, and then they will find out what's wrong with you. Okay, what's your blood count and everything. All right, so let's look at the component of blood. What is inside your plasma actually? Okay, so your plasma, your blood plasma is actually 90% water. It's 90% water and 10% dissolved substances. Okay, that means this thing is mainly water. The other 10% is other stuff like nutrient, oxygen, carbon dioxide, enzyme, hormone. I told you hormone just now, waste product. Basically, this part, I call it the line part. Okay, line. Because your blood has blood cells, right? This part is the blood cell. And then the remaining one, the not so important one, they are the line. Okay, that means other jumbo stuff, they put it here. Okay, that's why I call it line. Okay, the rest of it is your blood cell. Okay, your blood cell. And of course, okay, let's look at our human blood group, shall we? Okay, let's look at our human blood group. This is what I want to talk about today. Okay, so, okay, let me return to the camera real quick. Okay, so I'm sure you know what a blood group is, right? Okay, how much is a blood test? Okay, it depends on what you're trying to test. If you're just doing a normal, very normal blood test, it will cost you around 100 to 200 bucks. But if you're specifically testing for certain hormones, like last time, my wife has this thyroid problem. She went to test for her thyroxine, which is two hormones called T3 and T4. Okay, T3 and T4. That easily costs you 600 to 700 ringgit. Okay, and if you're a male, you suspect that there's something wrong with your male hormone, you are not feeling as manly lately, you feel that you have not enough male hormone, that thing can easily cost you 1,000 something. It depends on how much you are trying to achieve. What do you want to know? Of course, you can pay 3,000 ringgit and they tell you everything about your blood. But is it necessary? It depends on what you're trying to achieve. Is blood plasma used to make cures if you have antibody? Yes, actually, that's correct. Okay, they will give you blood plasma if you have a certain disease. That's correct. Okay, if you spin too much, your blood will separate inside you. You need to spin it pretty quickly though. Okay, I would hate to imagine that. How about the vasopressin? Vasopressin. Wow, Juan, why are you asking for that? That thing, you know what? I'm not going to go into that. That is a whole new topic already. All right. Anyway, let's talk about blood group, shall we? Okay. So let's imagine your blood group. Okay. By the way, you have 4 blood groups. Just in case you don't know, you have A, B, AB, and O. All right. So imagine it this way. If you watch a football match, okay, if there's a football match going on, let's say now you have Liverpool fighting Man City, for example. If you support one group, okay, let's say you are supporting team A, then you are blood group A. If you are supporting team B, then you are blood group B. If you are a glory hunter, you support both. Always there are these people that say, you know what, I support both teams. Okay, these people really deserve to be slapped. So if you support both teams, you are called AB. Okay, you're called AB. And of course, if you don't watch football, you say, okay, what does this have to do with me? I don't care. You are blood group O. You are the type that, you don't really care. You don't even watch football. Okay, what's football? Okay, you don't even know. So that's why you have 4 groups. Okay, so what makes you to have different blood groups? Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's go back to this part. All right, so think of it this way. Blood group A is like now you are supporting round shape. This is team A. Round shape is team A. And then this spiky triangle shape is team B. So what are these things called actually? These things are called antigen. Antigen. Do you know what's an antigen? Antigen is the thing that will stimulate your body to produce antibody. This was in your form 2, if you still remember. Okay, this was in your form 2. So antigen is the thing found in your COVID lah. Okay, do you remember your COVID virus? Okay, you know your COVID virus. When you look at your COVID virus, you know those red color things on it. You see the red color stuff on the surface. That's the antigen. So when this thing enters your body, this antigen will stimulate your white blood cell to produce antibody, so that your body will fight this virus. All right. So you might say, sir, why virus got antigen? Blood group also got antigen one. Okay, think of it this way. Antigen is like a, how to say, it's like a identification for cells. Okay, what do I mean? Okay, listen. Okay, listen. Can you determine your blood group without a test? No, you can't. No, you can't. You have to do a blood group. You have to do a blood test. Okay, so what are antigens? Very easy. Imagine I'm a white blood cell. Okay, imagine I'm a white blood cell. White blood cell has no eyes. I have no eyes. I'm a cell. How can I see things? So how do white blood cells know which cell to attack, which cell not to attack? They will touch their antigen. Okay, so if white blood cell go to your, let's say, muscle cell, they will touch your muscle cell and then they will say, okay, this antigen I've seen before. So they know, okay, this is muscle cell. So they won't attack the muscle cell. Okay, so all the antigens in your body, your white blood cell knows them. Okay, your white blood cell knows them. So for people with blood group A, okay, for people with blood, okay, let's say now you're team A. Let's say now you're team A. When your white blood cell touches this antigen, they will not freak out. They will not freak out. They will say, okay, I've seen you before. You are a red blood cell in my body. But what if I give you a blood group B? Now, if let's say for some reason I give you the wrong blood, I give you blood group B. When your white blood cell starts touching this fella, they will say, oh my God, I don't know you. Who the hell are you? Okay, and then your white blood cell will start freaking out. They will start attacking this blood. So now your blood will start to attack each other in your body. So now they will start to clot and you will die. Okay, but I don't think anyone is stupid like that to give you the wrong blood. All right, so as you can see, these two teams, they are not all right with each other. Okay, a person with blood group A, the white blood cell can only recognize this shape. For a person with blood group B, the white blood cell can only recognize this shape. But how about AB then? Okay, AB, the white blood cell can recognize both shape. The white blood cell, okay, let's say now you're group AB, your white blood cell can recognize two shapes. They can recognize round shape, they can recognize this triangle shape. So you're okay with both. If I give you blood group A, you are okay because you can recognize round one. If I give you blood group B, you are okay also because you can recognize triangle one. So blood group B is the untung one because they can get blood from anyone. Whereas your blood group O, the fella who doesn't even watch football, this fella, inside their white blood cell, they cannot even recognize this, they cannot recognize this, they cannot recognize anything. They cannot recognize anything. So if you give a person with blood group O, A blood, they are going to freak out because of this thing. Okay, because they cannot recognize round shape. You give them B, they will also freak out because they cannot recognize triangle. You give them AB, they will freak out even worse because there's two shapes here. So blood group O is the kesian fella lah. They cannot get any blood from anyone. O can only get back from O. O can only get back from O. So let's look at this table here. Let's look at this table here. So for blood group A, they have antigen A, which is the round red shape here. They are anti-B. They have antibody B. They hate B. Okay, so they can only donate to A and AB. Like I said, A can donate back to blood A, but they can donate to AB. AB is the untung one they can get from anyone, but who they can receive from, they can only receive from their own group and of course from O. O is the peaceful fella because O has no shapes on it. So O can donate to everyone. B is the reverse. B, they have antigen B, they are anti-A. Okay, please change this to A. There's a typo here. Okay, change this to A. They have anti-A, and then they can donate to B and AB. Like I said, AB is the untung fella again. They can receive from B and O. Okay, B can donate back to B, and they can donate from O. All right, so for AB, there's a name here. Please highlight this word. We call AB universal recipient because they can receive from everyone. Okay, AB is the selfish fella. They can receive from everyone, but they can only donate to AB. You see how selfish they are? Because they have both antigen, they don't fight anyone. Okay, they have no antibody. Whereas O, they are called universal donor. Okay, penerima semester. Okay, because they can donate to everyone. Okay, so A, B, and O is the reverse. Okay, so you see A for O, they have no antigen, they cannot recognize anything, but they have anti-B and anti-A. Okay, they can only donate to O. So you see, O is the kesian fella. Okay, O is the kesian fella because O can only donate back to O. O can donate to everyone, but they can only receive from O. Okay, whereas AB, they selfish, they can receive from anyone, but they can only donate to AB. Okay, so you might say, sir, then it's very unfair for O, right? It's very unfair for O, right? Because O can only receive from O. What if there's not enough O blood? Then O people with blood O will die lah. Okay, this is how the universe works. It will balance itself. Okay, it will balance itself. Okay, O is very kesian, right? okay, they are very weak, right? Because they can only receive from O, right? This is why most people have O. You go and ask around people around you, most of them, they are O. So this is like how nature's work. Because O blood is weak, so you have a lot of people with O, so that they can save each other. Whereas AB very untung one. AB can get a lot of blood from anyone one. They are very strong one. That's why you have very little people with AB. This is how nature works, you see. It's like when you're playing an online game lah. If this character has a very weak skill, if this skill is very weak, you can use it repeatedly. The cooldown time is very short. Whereas if you have an ulti skill, a very strong skill, okay, you can hit people, you can kill people with one hit. Then this skill has very long cooldown time and you can only use it once. Okay, you don't have a skill that is very strong and you can use it repeatedly, then you would be so OP, then the whole game will be broken. Right? So this is how nature works. Okay, so AB strong, that's why they have very little people. O weak, a lot of people has O blood. So this is how it works. All right, so remember this chart. Okay, now I think it makes sense to you already how blood group works. All right. Okay, so you know what? I think I'm gonna stop here. So next week, if I have the time, I'll repeat this part for you again. Okay, just in case you forgot. So you go back, you can read this yourself lah. So next week, I think I'll be finishing all the parts here lah, and then we shall go to plants. Okay, yes, you have plants. I hate to say it, but you have to learn plants. All right, so I hope you learned something new today. Okay, sorry for the weird setup today because my laptop broke. So I shall see you again next week lah. So thanks for coming, guys. I will see you next week. So take care. Happy Thursday and bye-bye.